Hey guys, today we're going to be going over some gun safety stuff, especially for those of you that are new to the gun community, new to the gun world, haven't gotten any formal training or anything like that before. We're going to dive into what it means to be safe with a firearm and how to go about that. Okay, we're going to go over the basics, and then we're going to dive into a little bit more advanced concepts, especially for those of us that may be doing things like dry fire work and teaching or anything else of that nature, have a better understanding of what it actually means, gun safety, and how to utilize all that stuff. Okay. To start out, let's go over the 4 weapon safety rules. Okay. Treat every weapon as if it's loaded. Never point your weapon at anything you do not intend to destroy or shoot. Keep your finger straight and off the trigger until you are ready to fire, and beware of your target's foreground and or background. Okay, let's break those down a little bit farther. Right, the first one: treat every weapon as if it's loaded. That means you're going to treat every gun that you come across or every weapon that you come across as if it's loaded. Okay, so you're not going to be playing, cops and robbers or whatever. You're not going to be pointing your gun at your friends, things of that nature, because you want to treat it as if it's loaded. You don't want something to happen that way. Okay. Second one, never point your weapon at anything you're not willing to shoot or destroy. That same concept, right? I don't want to be going around pointing my gun at people or pointing my gun at shit in my house or in my vehicle or at myself or anything like that. Okay, I don't want to do any of that as well. Okay. The third one, keep your finger straight and off the trigger until you are ready to fire. Okay, very simple there. Keep your finger straight along the side of the frame until you're ready to shoot at your targets or whatever the case may be, or in a defensive situation where you're actually ready to shoot and discharge a round. Okay. The last one is beware of your target's foreground and background. And what that means, and what a lot of people don't understand about that, is, hey, I have my target there, and that's what I'm going to shoot at. But what happens if that bullet goes through that target, or when that bullet goes through that target? Where is that bullet stopping? Okay, at the case on the range, hey, it's stopping in the berm or in the backstop or against a range wall, whatever the case may be. That's where a lot of us know that at. Okay, but what else goes into that is, foreground aspect of it. If you're actually in those defensive situations, I can't just kind of willy-nilly engage a target or shoot at a target if maybe I have some people that I don't want to get shot in the way of that, or in the same concept in the background of said bad guy, right? I want to be very aware of where that bullet is going, and I may not want to take that shot if there's a lot of innocent or other people that don't need to get shot in the process. Okay, especially depending on my skill set, right? Okay. So those are the 4 basic weapon safety rules, and if you follow those to a T, you're not going to have any issues. Okay, follow every one of those 4 open safety rules to a T. You're never going to have any problems. Okay. For there to be an issue, though, however, okay, you actually have to break more than one of those rules. So for something bad to happen, you have to break more than one rule. So the rules kind of cover themselves. Okay, they're there to basically cover each other, help you out. Again, you have to break more than one of them for something bad to happen. Okay. Now, like, having said that, okay, if I am doing something like unloading my weapon, okay, where's my muzzle pointed? Hey, it's probably pointed somewhere in and around my house, at my ceiling, whatever the case may be. Okay, is it going to be pointed in a safe direction? Okay, I don't know. Okay, what's behind that wall over there? Is that going to a bedroom where the kids are at? Whatever, right? So you get what I'm saying. With that, totally fine. I'm unloading it. Okay. Can I do that safely? Yes, as long as I'm not breaking the other rules in the process, right? Okay. Like I said, however, 100% safe all the time, best case to do it is follow all four to a T. When I am unloading my gun, I want to maybe I'm going to point it down at the floor instead of this wall that leads into a bedroom or leads into the living room where everyone's hanging out at. Okay, so just have an understanding of that. Cool. So having said that, are there times you are going to break these rules? And the answer is yes, especially if you're serious about your training and your progress throughout your shooting career, whatever the case may be. You are going to break these rules. Okay. Perfect example. Let's talk about dry fire work. Dry fire is one of the big things to do, and it's a big training aid to help you get better and to help you progress even faster without going out to the range all the time and shooting, hundreds of and thousands of rounds. Okay, dry fire is really going to help you do that. But like I said, to be able to do dry fire, how many of those rules are you going to break? You're actually probably going to break 2, 3, or even all 4 of them, okay, in some aspects. Okay. And why do I say that? As far as like dry fire goes, you're going to have maybe a target that you placed up on a wall or in your garage, something like that, where it's on the garage door. Those targets are up there, and you don't know at any point in time what is behind them. Okay, whether it's going interior to your house or interior into the next room or out into your garage, people walking out on the street. Yeah, you don't know what's behind those targets. So if I were to point my gun at one of my dry fire targets, I'm automatically breaking rule number 4 because I'm not aware of what is beyond that, right? Which one am I also breaking? I'm also breaking, hey, rule number 1, because, hey, I really don't want to put a hole in that wall, and I really don't want to shoot that wall or my garage door or whatever the case may be. But there you go, okay? What else can I possibly break in dry fire? Hey, what about putting my finger on the trigger when I'm not ready to fire? Do I do that? Yeah, in dry fire work, you're absolutely going to do some trigger presses, okay? So I've broken 3 safety rules right there, aiming in at my dry fire targets. However, did anything bad happen? No. And why didn't something bad happen? I broke 3 of the 4 safety rules, okay? Actually, I probably broke, I broke 3 of the 4. Actually, no, I broke all 4 of them. Broke all 4 safety rules, and nothing bad happened there. Okay. Why? Because I took steps, right? First one, example. Hey, treat every weapon as if it's loaded. I like to add a caveat to the end of that, unless you can 100% positively say that the weapon is unloaded. Okay? Now, can I treat the weapon as if it's unloaded by doing some dry fire work onto my targets on my wall over here? Yes, absolutely. Okay? I have checked it. I have double checked it. What does that entail, right? I have removed the magazine. I have made sure. I'm going to stick my finger in there. There's no magazine in there, okay? There's nothing down in the chamber. I'm going to stick my finger down there. I don't have any brass or any rounds stuck down in the chamber. Nothing like that. I'm going to give this gun a thorough inspection, okay? I can now, with 100% confidence, say this weapon is not loaded. Now I can go on to break, essentially, all 4 firearm safety rules and do some dry fire practice. Good to go. So if you're new to this game, like I said, you can follow all 4 of those safety rules to a T, and nothing bad will ever happen. But if you really want to progress in your shooting skills and your shooting game, you're going to have to break 1, if not all, of those safety rules at some point in time. But there is a way to do that, like I said. Okay? First things first, make sure the gun is completely empty and void of all ammunition. Cool? So let's discuss that aspect of dry fire. Okay, guys, when you're doing dry fire work, not only do you want to be sure that the gun is empty and you have no magazines that are within your vicinity, that have any live ammo in them. Okay, so the only magazines that you are working with are either completely empty magazines or magazines filled with dummy rounds. Okay, now I say that again, with dummy rounds, what do you need to also inspect each one of those dummy rounds as you're putting them into your magazine to make sure they are what? Make sure they are dummy rounds. Okay, so again, guys, be safe. Make sure you're doing things correctly. Can you break the 4 weapon safety rules? Yes, and you honestly should if you're wanting to progress past that. Okay. Don't be what I like to call these range FUDs that, hey, no matter what, all the time, you better follow those 4 weapon safety rules to a T, because guess what, guys? I'm sorry, it just doesn't apply. Okay. Should have an understanding of it. Be safe with your firearms. You're going to do things like this. Make sure they're 100% unloaded. Visually and physically check them. Do it more than once, okay? And then if you have someone else that's available to you, hey, have them check it out and make sure as well. That way you can pretty much guarantee it, okay? And why do I say this, guys? Because I have not seen it personally happen, but it has happened to a couple people that I know, where they are doing some dry fire work or doing some dry fire drills. I've had some students, put holes through their wall, their house. It happened once at a training event I was at, where one of the students put a wall through, or a hole through the wall in their hotel room doing some dry fire work. It's just one of the things we got to be very, very cognizant of and aware of. Okay, stay safe, get some training, and I'll see you on the flip side.